Hello everyone, welcome to Honaris Arts and Lifestyle channel. Today's video is about puja room tour, something that most of you have been waiting for a very long time and you have been asking me to release this video. So without wasting much time, let's just get started. So this is the entrance of the puja room. I always wanted the puja room to be a showstopper. So that is why as soon as somebody enters our house and they walk past the living room, the moment they turn right, I wanted the entire puja room to be highlighted. That is why the whole wall is mostly door, and I haven't retained much of the wall here. So my puja room has got entire glass door, okay, and I wanted the door to be glass because I wanted everyone to see what is inside the puja room even if I close the door, and maximum of the door is visible with the glass as we go towards the door. So these are the handles, and as you can see it is stone studded. And this is a handmade garland which I have actually got it done for the entrance of the puja room. So this entrance of the puja room is east facing. The main entrance is north facing for this house. The flooring of the puja room, though it looks like it is granite, it is not. It is an imported tiles that we got from Gujarat or someplace, I don't remember exactly. My puja room has got 3 steps, okay. And these steps which are there, this is granite. This granite is just bent at an angle over here. Okay, and this is again the tiles that I told you, the imported tiles. It looks like a granite, but it is not, but it is equally expensive. Now coming to the interiors of the puja room. So this bronze thing that you're seeing at the top of the ceiling, okay, that is the false ceiling for the puja room. And just below that, you can see 2 slabs of glasses. This glass was specially customized for my puja room. It's a mirror embossed glass which has got a mirror border as well. I used it to actually close the window because I didn't wanted the window to be shown outside. So this entire wall that you are able to see below the glass, that is full of plywood. Okay. On the plywood there are different materials that are pasted. And this is the LED lightings that I have in my puja room. I opted for this style because I really wanted the lighting or the light focus to be there at my bronze idols at both left side and right side, as well as my Shiv Parivar which is at the center. And this beige thing that you are seeing over here right below the light, okay, that is a plywood sheet and on which there is a laminate which is pasted. And this laminate is not wood based, okay, it's plastic based. I think it's called PVC laminate or something. And this dark brown thing that you're seeing at the extreme left and right side of my puja room, all the way from top until the bottom, okay, this is called as a charcoal panel. And this charcoal panel is widely used in interiors, home interiors these days. Okay, you should be able to get this in any of the plywood shops or in any of the interior shops. There are various varieties in this charcoal panel. Okay, it comes like full of gold or full of silver, glittery, antique finish, and something like a very age-old carving on a stone and all that. So there are various experiences that you can actually get in these charcoal panel. And there are various booklets which are available to show you the samples of the charcoal panel in the shops. So here are some of them which I downloaded from the internet. So now that you have all seen the interiors of the puja room, let me take you to the organization of my puja room and what are all the things which are there in my puja room. So this video was actually recorded on a Tuesday and have already done the puja. But the next bits that I'm going to show you, it was recorded on a Thursday evening. On every Thursday evening, I usually clean the entire puja room and make it ready for Friday. Okay, that is why you will not be able to find any flowers or anything. So let's get started. So here are the small vigraha which I'm going to use for daily abhishekam. So this is my silver Ganesh, and as you can see it is made of solid silver, it's not hollow. Okay, and it is a customary in South India, especially in Lingayat community, that whenever a girl gets married, the parents actually give a Ganesha, either the parents or the grandparents of the girl side. Okay, they actually give this Ganesha, and Lakshmi. Okay, again this is solid silver, as you can see. Okay, and they also give this Gauri or Parvati. Okay, and again this is also made of solid silver. And in fact, in my grandfather's house, the size of this Gauri is probably this big, almost like 4 to 5 inches in height, and it's very beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful small idols that I have seen. So this must be about 3 inches in height, this must be about 2.5 inches, and this must be about 1.5 inch in height. And this is the Spatika Lingo. I actually do abhishekam to this every day, to all of these small idols every day. Okay, and this is, we call this as Basavanna in Kannada. Okay, Nandi, we also call this as Nandi. So this is also made of Spatika. And all of these items that you're seeing in this plate, including this plate, was actually given by my mom during the wedding. And after I got my new house, she gave me this, and this was the one which I purchased. Okay, and this was a wedding gift, as I have already told you. Right. So apart from these small idols, I also have this one for Arati. This is actually for the camphor, and this one is for Pancharati. That is, we dip the wick in ghee and we light all of these things. Okay, this is for Pancharati. So what you're seeing over here is just a stand that I have got fixed in the puja room. The reason is because I will be having some wet cloths and I don't want to keep it without drying properly, and I need to hang it somewhere. I don't want to put it on the ground. This white thing that you're seeing, I actually use it to wipe the puja items, okay, after they are washed. This is just cut from a dhoti. And this red thing is something that I actually use to wipe the vigraha or the small idols when I do the abhishekam. Okay, this is only used for the abhishekam purpose. And these small red things that you're seeing here, okay, they are also called as vastra in Kannada. When you are a Lingayat, it is mandatory that you actually wear Atmalingu. Okay, it's a very small lingu, something of this size. And I'll be showing you in a while, like, you know, where we keep it and all. So to wrap that lingu, we actually use this one. So these small vastras have to be washed on a daily basis, and this is where we put it for dry. And you must be hearing music that's coming in my puja room, and that is from this music player, and it's fabulous. So this is where I keep my vibhuti. The moment you belong to a Lingayat community, it is mandatory to have 3 things in the puja room. Okay, 3 or 4 things I can say. So this is the vibhuti, first one. The second one is a sandalwood paste. And this sandalwood paste is actually not made from a powder. I have actually grinded, I don't know what it is called. In Kannada we call it as ganda teyodu. Okay, which means we actually use a sandalwood stick and we kind of move it on a piece of stone until with little bit of water until it actually forms a paste. Okay, and this is the akshata. Okay, which is that rice mixed with a little bit of water and turmeric. And this is the camphor. Okay, we use this for Aarti. So these 4 items are mandatory when it comes to a puja room. Okay, so apart from these, when it comes to organization of my puja room, here are a few things I want to show you. So this is the basket in which I plug the flowers. I have a very small balcony garden, where I have got a lot of flowering plants. And apart from this, these 2 small boxes have got something very useful. So in the first box, I actually soak all the wicks in oil and I keep it handy. So whenever I have to change the wicks or I wash my diyas, it comes very handy because the longer the wicks are soaked in oil, the better the diya burns. Okay. So this is the second one. Okay, this is where I actually keep this kind of wicks which is used for Tuppa Deepa. We call it as Tuppa Deepa or the ghee lamp. Like for example, I have this Pancharati. Okay, so for this Pancharati, to keep it for this Pancharati, we actually use these. Again, I soak it in ghee and I keep it so that when I need it, it's always ready. And see how handy it is. We don't even have to put extra ghee to it. And we can directly lit the Aarati. I haven't soaked it in ghee yet. Okay, just wanted to show you how I arrange the things and how I keep it handy in the puja room. And apart from these 2 small boxes, I also have this big bottle and this contains the oil for the diyas, and I have a roll of kitchen cotton. I actually use this to wipe my hands when my hands get oily, or I dip it with ghee and so on. So this box has got ghee in it. Then I have a small piece of cloth where I actually wipe the oily items, and this is the matchstick, and I also have a scissor. And this is dedicated for the puja room. It doesn't go outside the puja room. This is used only for cutting the flowers. This is the bottle in which I actually pour oil. So as you can see, it has this particular shape, slanted shape. It avoids from the oil spilling, and this is of a very good quality. Okay, I think you should be able to find it in most of the steel shops or otherwise in Amazon. Apart from the items that I have shown you, which are there in the first step of my puja room, there are a few other things that I keep. And that is this big vessel wherein I keep water for Abhishekam. And this is called as Uddarne Panchpatre in Kannada. I don't know what it is called in English and in Hindi. And this is the bowl in which all the Abhishekam water goes. And this is where I actually stick my agarbattis. The main advantage of this is that whatever is the waste or the dust of agarbatti, it doesn't spill out. So your puja room stays very clean. So this is my second step. As you can see, I have a very big diya. Okay, and I absolutely love this diya because it can hold a lot of oil in it, and it tends to be lit for a very long duration. So as you can see, apart from the diya, I also have this very small and cute agarbatti stand which is in the shape of Kalash. I don't use it, but I have just kept it for show and I absolutely love it. And then I have this Kamakshi Deepa. Okay, we also call this as Lakshmi Deepa. I'll be showing you how a proper Lakshmi Deepa should be in my next video. And here is my Durga Vigraha. And this is my Kalash. And this is the second Kamakshi Diya that I have. And my second big Diya. Okay. So in my last step, I have this agarbatti container where I store all the agarbattis. And then I have this book of Sri Devi Mahatme, which we actually read during Navratri. And this is the photo of Kubera Lakshmi. This is actually a printout of Tanjore painting which was being done. As you can see in this photo, we have got Kalpataru, we have got Lakshmi and Kamadhenu, and we have got Kubera and his wife, and lots of wealth along with fishes and all in it. And then comes my Lord Shiva's photo, Shiva Parivar's photo. I'll be showing that in a minute. And towards the other side of Shiva Parivar photo, I have got these paduke. These were actually being worn by a very famous saint, in the Lingayat community. His name is Shivakumara Swamiji. The saints even today, they tend to wear these kind of wooden paduke. And it's a kind of mandatory in Lingayats that, we need to keep the paduke of a saint or a guru in our house. Okay, and this is a Rudrakshi Mala which my father got it when he had been to Nepal. And actually the elders or the gents in our families, they wear this Rudraksh Mala when they are performing the puja. Like my grandfather used to wear this kind of a Rudraksh Mala that he used to put it on the paduke when he was doing the puja, and then again he used to remove it and keep it there. And this is the Gante or the puja bell. As you can see, this is made of silver and antique finish, and I have got Hanuman on top of it. Okay, just making sure that I get a chance to worship all the gods. This is a coin piggy bank, but the reason why it is there in the puja room is because this is made of ceramic and it tends to break if it falls down, and I wanted to hide it from my child, so that is why I kept it in the puja room, and now it has become the part of puja room. So whenever I have some additional money, I tend to put it in this particular piggy bank and I keep it safely so that I can buy some of the puja items later. Now I'll be showing you the Lord Shiva's photo along with his parivar. So this entire design of this Shiva Parivar photo was customized for me. And as you can see, this is a Tanjore painting where they have actually used the Kundan stones, uncut stones and pure gold foils. And beside the Shiv Parivar, I've got small glass shelves where I keep all my brass idols. This is Kamadhenu. Here is a photo of Kamadhenu if you want to look at it in detail. It has got all gods on it. Here is the back side of Kamadhenu and the top view. And this is Saraswati. And this is Lord Venkateshwara's idol. Now if I come to the right of my Shiv Parivar photo, I have Ganesha's idol. And this is Lakshmi idol. And this is Sai Baba and Raghavendra Swami. So this is a small fan that I have for my puja room. Because all the windows are closed, there is literally no air that enters into the puja room. During summer it gets really hot, and when I clean the puja room and I organize it every week, it takes somewhere around 3 hours and it becomes difficult to sit, and that is why I use this fan. This is a small cupboard that I have purchased for my puja room to keep all the items inside, like the extra items which I don't need. I think I purchased this from Pepperfry if I'm not wrong. So this drawer has got the twigs for the ghee lamp and some agarbatti and matchstick and so on. It's a very small drawer. And coming to this door, so here are the things which I have. These are the daily cloths that I use for the puja room. So these are called as Gejje Vastra in Kannada. I don't know what it is called in Hindi. And I have some camphor. We use sandalwood paste. I don't prefer using the powder or the sticks that we get outside because since my childhood, my grandfather and my mom have always used the real sandalwood paste. That is, we use this kind of a stick, sandalwood stick, to actually grind it on the stone. Okay, we put water and then we keep moving it like this to grind it, and that is what produces the sandalwood paste. Okay. And this is the red chandan stick. Okay, so as and when we are actually making the sandalwood paste, we just move 2 rounds like this with this stick, and it gives a very pleasant smell as well as a very good color, and it's very auspicious also for the god, for the puja. This is the stone that I actually use for making sandalwood paste. So it goes like this. You should be able to find this in any of the puja shops. Okay. And I have extra turmeric. And this is the kumkum after I did the kumkumarchane for Durga during Navratri. And this is the extra kumkum. And this cloth is very special for me because Durga came to my house wrapped in this cloth. Okay, this was given by the temple people again. So this piece of cloth is my treasure. and some more kumkums and all. So this is of a darker color. As you can see, it's like a maroon color. And more clothes. And this box I actually used to store any of the jewelry that I put for the god. Okay, in case if I want to store it quickly for just for 2 or 3 days or for a week. And these are the extra small vastras, okay, which we actually use to wrap the Atmalingu. Some more extra kumkum. The reason why I store so much of kumkum and turmeric is because, you know, the place where I stay, I don't get all these stuff, okay. It is a posh area and we don't have any small shops where we can find good quality of all of these items. So whenever I go to a town or or into a village, if I can see something that belongs to the puja room and something which is not available in my area, I usually buy it in a bulk and I keep it. So this is something that's going to last me for about a year or so. And this box contains sandalwood sticks. Okay. Actually, the reason why I have this is because there are at times when my husband is abroad and I stay alone with my child, and I'm a working professional. I'm an engineer. So I won't have enough time to actually make sandalwood paste at times, and I'll be very tired taking care of my child, doing the housework and doing the office work and all. So during that time, as a shortcut, if I don't have anything else, this is what I use. But I don't like it. I don't prefer to use it. And since I belong to Lingayat community, it is mandatory for me to have vibhuti in my house. So we usually have extra vibhutis just in case, we need it at a later stage. And also we should not be using any broken vibhuti. Okay. So that is why this is an extra vibhuti that I have. In case if the vibhuti which I am using today, it either wears out or it breaks, I should not be using it. The reason why I have this cupboard is because I couldn't get any cupboards done in my puja room to keep the extra items. Okay, my mother has got cupboards behind the door in our puja room like this, but my puja room has got a very wide door. Okay, so there wasn't any wall left to get these small cupboards done. And I had actually purchased this cupboard to keep it inside the puja room, but it didn't look nice. It was blocking the view of the god, the diya and all. And I felt like it's better to keep it somewhere else rather than keeping it in the puja room. So this completes my puja room tour. I hope you have liked this video. If so, please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.